In the previous episode of Launch Title Madness, well, you could say that the matchups were a steaming pile of cow dung, figuratively speaking, as we saw Halo steamroll Call of Duty 2 and Super Mario Bros. Just lay a Cleveland steamer right on the chest of Pilot Wings. In today's episode, the matchups get a little tougher. We will have Breath of the Wild from the Nintendo Switch facing off against Wii Sports, and Super Mario World, oh yeah, the SNES powerhouse, against Panzer Dragoon. Business is about to pick up, folks, and things are about to get bananas. You have arrived at episode 4 of Launch Title Madness.
Gaming off the grid, boom shakalaka!
The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was a launch title for the Nintendo Switch and also released simultaneously on the Wii U. Breath of the Wild served as the Zelda game many Zelda fans had been longing for, an open-world style Zelda game to go with the console that could be played at home or on the go was the perfect match. The game's striking visuals, amazing topography, and open-world environment arguably makes Zelda Breath of the Wild one of the greatest video games in modern memory. Does The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild have what it takes to move on in launch title madness? Stay tuned.
Wii Sports was released in 2006 and is a sports simulation video game developed and published by Nintendo. It's a collection of 5 different sports and serves as a perfect tech demo for the Nintendo Wii. Wii Sports received positive feedback from critics and has won multiple awards. Can this pack-in sports game that brought the whole family together stand a chance against Zelda Breath of the Wild? Stay tuned.
Alright, this could not be more of a strange matchup.
No, this is so hard.
2 completely different styles of games. And it was both consoles were kind of Nintendo's resurrection, if you will. Now, I would say the Switch was more of a resurrection for them than the Wii was, but the GameCube, as much as we love the GameCube, and probably most of you watching love it too, commercially it didn't do all that great comparatively to the Wii.
Yeah, to the Wii.
And now Nintendo, then they had kind of the dive, and we love the Wii U, you guys know that, but the Wii U performed like ass. And then they come back with the Switch, and now they're back on top of the mountain. And Breath of the Wild has a lot of credit that it should take for that, because at launch there wasn't a ton of great games for the Switch.
It launched with 5, but Breath of the Wild was a Wii U game.
I always felt like that game was built, and it was. The game was built for the Wii U. I didn't feel that way. That's how the game was built, and then they just got lucky with the timing of the Switch, because the tablet in Zelda, it's like, I need to have I want to do that on my tablet. That just felt like it was part of the game, and it was in the works for a long time. Epic Zelda game.
Yeah, open world.
It was a game, I had grown tired. I'm a huge Zelda fan. I'd played all the other ones so much that it was at the time, such an atypical or different Zelda release that I was obsessed with the game. Now that I've let things kind of marinate, I'm kind of like, I kind of miss the old Zelda experience. But at the moment, I was like, dude, that was amazing. And then you've got Wii Sports,
which brought the family together. It came with almost every Wii. It was a pack-in game.
I think the sales for Wii Sports is like 82.9 million
That's
units sold.
Insane.
And you think about how many Wii units were sold, and I'm beer math here. I'm probably losing track, but I think 110 million roughly.
Yeah, so almost amount of units.
Yeah. And I felt like that game was a cultural phenomenon. I don't remember many times in gaming where grandparents were inclined to buy a console. I think everybody has a story of the time they got grandma to play Wii Sports or Wii Bowling.
Dude, yeah, because you'd be playing it and they'd come in and be like, well, you guys are bowling? I want to play. I want to bowl.
So,
and it just made sense.
What it comes down to here, this is where it's going to be a really tough decision, because the better game is Breath of the Wild.
Yes.
But then it's like, what do you want in a launch title? Are we picking the better game, or what it did for a generation and for a launch?
But we have to.
This is really tough.
We have to keep them both into consideration.
Yeah, for sure, and that makes it really tough because, I think people still play Wii Sports out there. I mean, obviously we're seeing Wii Sports, which, again, almost everybody who had a Wii had Wii Sports. We're already giving you that data. Yet that game is selling for $25 range if you find it and resell it. So it's holding a ton of value. So that means there's people maybe watching that still play Wii Sports. So it's had staying power. I'm in a weird spot because I think both of us would rather play Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
But there's something about Wii Sports that is sticking for the long haul. I'm kind of at a... I really don't know. The better video game is Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, and I think Breath of the Wild introduced Zelda into a lot of new kids' lives.
Yeah.
You know, they were like, oh, what is this? The visuals are incredible of that game. Breath of the Wild is a phenomenal game. And Wii Sports, it's not even a game.
Yeah,
it is a game.
It's mini games.
It's just...
It's really tough because it's arguably one of the most impactful launch titles of all time. But, like, man, if you're collecting a Wii right now and you just started getting into it, I don't think that's, like, a must-own game for you. Like, there's so many other, like, deeper games. Like, it just was such a casual game, a casual sit-down, pick up and play. Honestly, I don't care to ever play Wii Sports again. Now, if it's on somewhere, I'll play. But there's not, like, that burning fire in me to, like, man, I can never get rid of Wii Sports.
Yeah, true.
You know, like...
it's so tough.
This is really tough.
Because we've already said Breath of the Wild, it's iconic. But Wii Sports is iconic, and I feel like Wii Sports also has an unfair advantage because...
It was a packing game.
It was a packing game. Yes, it was a launch title, but it was a packing game.
Yeah.
So that's why so many people played it, and that's why... So
yeah.
I knew it... People in the comments were like, well, that's why. Yeah, it was a packing game. So but we didn't make that decision, so you can't get mad at us. Okay?
Yeah.
I think I'm leaning towards Wii Sports.
I'm leaning towards Breath of the Wild. I just think it's the better video game. I think it is far superior. Yes, it had less sales. It's still alive, though, so it could climb that ladder. But
it was a Wii U game.
It was. I get it. But I just can't get to come out of my mouth that Wii Sports beats Breath of the Wild. I just can't get myself to that spot. To me, that would be lunacy to say that.
I know, but it's true.
I just can't.
It is so tough.
It's such a good game. It was a revolutionary change on the franchise. And Wii Sports is just these janky ass mini games. I just can't get that.
But Breath of the Wild is a one-player experience, and Wii Sports is up to 4
I know, and I appreciate Wii Sports for what it did. I really, really do. But man, if you're drilling this down to figure out what the best video game is,
yeah, but we're not doing best video game. We're doing best launch title.
Best launch title, which is a video game. You want to get, at the end of this, in my mind, you want to get to the best launch video game. In Breath of the Wild, strip everything away and just look at the root as a video game. Breath of the Wild is way better of a video game than Wii Sports.
I agree. But this is so tough.
It is tough.
I think
there's a lot of things to consider, but I think this is about video games. And, you know, I look at it, if we're left with one launch title in our collection, we better have a fucking good-ass game in there.
And it's Wii Sports. It's not even in a real case.
Like, I mean, I think we played Wii Sports one time in 3 years to get screen cap for an episode.
Yeah, I haven't played it in forever.
Yeah. I get why you're thinking it.
Yeah.
It was a very impressive launch title. It did amazing things.
But it also cheated a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it sucks because it is a Wii U game.
Yeah,
so
I get that.
That should also not be fair either.
I get that. But it also, I would guess, if 25 million people have played Breath of the Wild, 23 of those million played it on the Switch. The Wii U was so dead and strangulated at that time. I was weird enough that I still had my Wii U and I wanted it on the Wii U. And I've only ever played it on the Wii U. But the casual gamer played it on the Switch. You can play Zelda on the go. Dude, I'm really firm on this. Breath of the Wild's the launch title winner here.
I think it has to be. It sucks, man. Going into this, I was like not sure.
Yeah.
And even now, I'm not sure, but I think it has to go to Breath of the Wild.
I think it's moving on.
Wow, that was exhausting.
So let's not beat a freaking limp dick and let's move on to the next matchup. We've got Super Mario World from the Super Nintendo and Panzer Dragoon from the Sega Saturn.
Ooh.
Two different generations, two games that we absolutely love. Let's just roll the footage and take a look at these contenders. Much like the NES that preceded it, the Super Nintendo launched with an amazing Mario title in Super Mario World. Yes, there was the running and there was the jumping, but Super Mario World took things to the next level. Different attacks, an overworld map, and you could ride Mario's little buddy, Yoshi. Super Mario World was a true game changer and is regarded by many as the best video game ever made. With those kind of accolades, it's hard to see Super Mario World getting bounced from launch title madness. Stay tuned to see if any of the competitors have what it takes to unseat Super Mario World from its throne.
Panzer Dragoon is a rail shooter video game published by Sega in 1995 for the Sega Saturn. With beautiful graphics and unique gameplay, there's no wonder why it was just recently remade for the modern scene. Does this unique rail shooter have what it takes to stand face to face with Super Mario World? Only time will tell.
Alright, this one is kind of tough because I feel like this is an unfair matchup. Because we're big Panzer Dragoon fans.
Yeah.
We just got the remake on the Switch. It's a beautiful game. We are kind of partial to shooters and things like that.
And think about when the Sega Saturn launched with Panzer Dragoon. It was incredible.
Just wasn't enough of a grab to, the Sega Saturn did not do well. In North America, did not do well. I like Panzer Dragoon, but I think it's a very niche market that is into that style of game.
Yeah, it's a very unique game.
I love the game. I literally, day one, got the Sega Saturn Collector's Edition. It's on the Switch, but it's in the Sega Saturn box.
Which is so cool.
Of the remake, because I love that game so much. And you pit it up against Super Mario World. I shouldn't say you. You didn't. No, it was a random generated bracket. We didn't pick the seeding here.
No.
Super Mario World is in the discussion or argument or however you want to frame it for the best video game ever freaking made.
Of all time, yeah. Super Mario World is iconic. It's such a badass game.
Yeah,
we play it all the time.
Yeah, we have No Death ran it a couple times.
No Death ran it on stream.
We've done it, I don't know that we've done it on stream, but we've done it on stream with doing warps. We've also done it just together with just playing every single level, like, organically.
Dude, the balloon levels where you...
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
It's a game we're really good at.
There's so many cool power-ups.
It was really weird. One of the last times we played it, we were on the Switch app, the Super Nintendo app. And I just remember playing it in that moment and being like, this game has never been like less fun at any point in my life.
No,
like,
it's always just...
it always delivers. It's kind of like when I go back and play Donkey Kong Country. There's very few games that every single time I play it, I'm just blown away visually. I enjoy it front to back. I'm always trying to discover new things. Even though I don't know that there's much I can't discover, I'm still trying. And it's just the staying power of that game. And it's tough because I'm a huge Panzer Dragoon fan. But I think this is such an upset. Yeah, I mean, or not an upset. This is such a one-sided battle. I mean, Super Mario World. There's no way any rational person could say Panzer Dragoon deserves to move on over Super Mario World.
Mario World, like, it launched with the Super Nintendo. Yeah. What a badass freaking launch! I know it's Nintendo and they get all this power because Mario's like their huge IP.
Yep.
But Super Mario World, iconic freaking game.
Yeah.
Launched the Super Nintendo.
Into the stratosphere.
It's such a badass game, and it is because I hate saying goodbye to Panzer.
Yep,
but tough. I love watching him go.
yeah. It's I think we made the right choices here.
Super Mario World.
So in the next round, we're gonna have pitted together Breath of the Wild versus Super Mario World.
Jesus,
it's coming down the pipe. It'll be a ways, but
that's gonna be so stressful.
It is.
I'm like my hair's turning gray already just thinking about it.
I can see it.
You know what makes me feel better? Beer.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this by Founders. This is the Panther Cub.
Yeah, so this was a seasonal beer. I was out of town. I had to go do some stuff for my grandmother, who lives about an hour away from here. And I stopped into a local grocery store in the area, and I seen this, and we've never seen it in our area, so we picked it up.
Yes, this is a porter with vanilla extract and maple syrup aged in bourbon barrels. Comes in at 9.2%.
Yeah.
We love Founders. Founders is delicious. This beer is so good.
It's really good. In the vein of being a porter, this is one of the better porters I've ever had. I love this. I would have loved to see this beer ratcheted up to be an imperial stout.
Ooh, with that flavor.
What they've got going on here is like, man, you could have really taken this into the stratosphere. So it's tough because as a porter, this is an epic.
Oh, it's insane.
It's got to be a 9.5 or a 10 out of 10. It's a really good porter. But I wish they would have like went that next step and made it a barrel-aged stout. But nonetheless, this is a fantastic beer, and time again, you know, it may not be the posh thing to do, but man, I would say on a consistent basis, Founders is one of our favorite, if not our most consistent favorite brewery that delivers every time we feature them on the channel.
Just so good.
Yeah.
This beer, I'm usually not a fan of porters because I'm always like, I want more because I like stouts, you know? They just kind of feel weak. So I was kind of hesitant going into this, but I was like, it's Founders, so it's going to be good.
Yeah.
This is so, like, creamy, so smooth. It does not feel like it's 9.2%, which is insane. I kind of get, like, a nutty aspect, and I don't know where that's coming from because it's maple syrup and vanilla, but it kind of has, like, a slight nutty aspect, and it's so smooth and creamy.
Yeah.
Such a good beer, man.
It is dialed in. And
So
the weird part is, hopefully you guys can find this in the area, because Founders is pretty well distributed in North America at the very least. And I know some foreign areas can get it too, because we've had some friends. I know Chronic Spartan.
CBS.
Has the... But this one, it's ironic that I found it in a small Iowa town that's way off the beaten path, that you have to drive through cornfields and freaking whatever to get there. But I've never seen it in our area, so I don't know why they had it and we haven't. But
you were just driving through the cornfields and you randomly stumbled across a panther cub.
Yeah, well, I think what happens is some of those smaller towns, they're like Busch Light towns. They're like Bud Light towns.
Yeah.
And I think this has probably been on the shelf there for a while, where when it was delivered here in our area,
It's sold out immediately.
Went
that makes a lot of
sense. It says like limited release seasonal barrel aged series.
And they just had it. A whole bunch of them.
But we got lucky, and we will take it. Speaking of taking it, we have to just take this thing to the close, because this was a really tough episode.
Oh my God.
Some really good matchups.
Really good.
And it's time to get prepared for episode 5 of Console Madness.
We're
moving right along. It's not quite as bloody this next round. In the next episode of Console Madness, we've got Rayman from the PS1 against Star Wars Rogue Leader for the Nintendo GameCube.
Oh,
that will be a bloody
that's
matchup.
Gonna be hard.
Then we've got Assassin's Creed Black Flag from the Xbox One against Luigi's Mansion. Luigi's gonna be flashing his flashlight, and he's gonna be waving his black flag, la la la. Ooh, flag versus flashlight. Ooh,
who's gonna win?
Who's gonna win? That's gonna be the next episode, guys. We always appreciate you tuning in, subscribing to the channel, and hanging out with us, and not shredding us up too bad in the comment section.
I know we're already pissing people off.
Yeah, but we'll see you next time right here on Launch Title Madness. But we got lucky, and we'll take it. From the Xbox One against Luigi's
with beautiful graphics and unique
New York Crab Rangoon
pizza.
Panzer Crab Rangoon. That's so funny. Slap him in the nuts. Come on. Try this?
Yeah.
We're rolling there. We rolling there?
I think so. I hope so. Can't remember.
Yep. Red light. Things are about ready to get wild. Business is about to pick up, folks. Things are about to get bananas. And okay, business is about to pick up, folks, and things are about to get bananas. You have arrived at episode 4 of Launch Title Madness. All right, this beer's really fucking good.
Yeah, it's really
fucking good.
real creamy.
Yeah, we call that giving ourselves cranties. This beer gives me cranties.
What are cranties?
Creamy panties, grandson. I am a real American. I've got a real big bony cock. I am a real American. I tuck it into my sock. I am a Okay. We're about ready to start hitting that old speed bag, because these matchups are insane. Yeah. Man.
This is going to be tough.
Yeah. First matchup. Breath of the Wild versus Wii Sports. For launch titles?